watch along live video on our social media pages. And last week on the show, we gave a mention to Declan Coles, who is from Pembrokeshire, about his attempt to get himself a PDC Tour qualifying spot in darts. And we thought we'd catch up with Declan to find out how that went at the Q School, but also just to feature darts in general on the show on Pure West Sport. And it is really good that Declan has taken time to talk to us tonight. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're all really well, thank you. And there's plenty we want to get through because darts is so popular and enjoying such a boom at the moment, which is fantastic. But first of all, let's talk about how you got on. So you're in Milton Keynes, weren't you? Taking part in an incredibly competitive qualifying event to get a PDC Tour spot. How did it go, Declan?
Not very well. But,
I gave you the build-up as well.
No, but it was a good experience, and I did my best, so I can't say anything else.
Just for people who are watching and listening, tell us about it and just how high the standard is, and also what an intense kind of few days that must have been as well.
Yeah, so basically you pay your entry. I think this year there was 13 tour cards on offer, 350 plus players. And it's you just try and get to the second stage, and then you try and get your tour card, basically.
And this isn't the first time I think you've had a go, is it? But is it something you'd repeat again?
Yeah, I'll dig deep this year, have a good go at darts, and try again next year. See what happens.
All right. Listen, I know Fraser and Gordon have got plenty to ask you as well, but just before we do, tell us about darts in Pembrokeshire and how it's looking at the moment.
Well, I've been playing since I was about 16, so I've been playing in local league darts for about 13 years, played in different pubs, different leagues, and, well, in the last 3 or 4 years, the sport has just blown up.
And you're not doing yourself enough justice either, I don't think, Declan, because you also represent Pembrokeshire, don't you, at county level?
Yes, I do. We're in the UKDA National League Division 3. We got a good bunch of boys and a bunch of ladies, and it's a good laugh.
Excellent. Let me go to Fraser first then.
Yeah, Declan, good to speak to you. And I know obviously, you set up the chance yourself to go to things like Q School through playing so well in Pembrokeshire and playing for the county, but just described, I know the standard is probably raised everywhere locally, especially since maybe the Littler effect and more people taking it up and more people taking it a lot more seriously as well. But when you're playing in Q School in places like Milton Keynes, and you've got people in this tournament, people like Charlie Manby, who's only on Sky Television a couple of days ago, really, it seems like, in the last stage of the World Championship. You've got Mervyn King there trying to get a score, got a former 2-time world champion, I think, or a former world champion anyway. What's the difference in standard like compared to playing local darts?
Well, when you play at Q School, it's a PDC event, so everything's professional. The hockeys are right, the boards are top condition, the setting itself is just so professional, and so I do find you will up your game playing in a more professional setting. But you can't. The pub league is the pub standard is just gone up as well, just because of the Luke Littler and your Charlie Manbys and all these youngsters coming through. They're all making the sport go a long way.
And we've all seen the media frenzy and the publicity that has surrounded Littler coming onto the scene. Have you noticed in Pembrokeshire there's been a bigger uptake of youngsters taking it up?
Oh yeah, 100%. When I first started playing, I think, God, there was only about maybe 3 of us that were under 18, maybe 4, and now you've got 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and then you've got a lot of like JDC tournaments going on in other parts of Wales. So there's more opportunities now for youngsters to go and play darts, where it wasn't when I was first starting off.
Sure, good.
Good.
Yeah, Declan, nice to have you on the show tonight, mate. Somebody from God's country, Prendergast alongside me. I'd just like to say congratulations on going into Q School, because it's not everybody's, to go into a tournament like that. There's obviously a lot of pressure on you, and to go into that environment, it must have taken a lot of bottle. How did you handle the nerves when you were there? Because obviously you just said there's a lot of talent there.
Well, like, in all fairness, it's quite an expensive expensive opportunity if you pay for it yourself. Luckily, I had a couple of sponsors. Shannon Hackett from the Bull, Tom Rogers from TJR Plumbing, and Richard Thomas with Pub Sports and Punk Points. Even a friend, Kyle Hamer, even forked out some money for me to give me the opportunity to go. Takes the pressure off, like, especially if you're paying for it your own way. Like, obviously it's a lot of money, so there's a lot more pressure. But I didn't really. I felt pressure, obviously, but. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's an experience. You're playing good players. You're obviously going to put a bit more pressure on yourself.
Obviously, playing county darts as well, that's a higher standard than pub darts. Are you faring all right in that level?
Yeah, I've had a good. I took a couple of years off. Well, obviously between lockdown and about 2024, so I had a couple of years out, and I've come back, and yeah, I've improved a lot, especially at on the county scene. And
What about the training side of it then, Dak? Do you actually go down the bowl and have a couple of pints and throw the darts, or do you stay at home and concentrate and hitting those doubles?
This isn't your day now, Thomas.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to differentiate the difference,
Sometimes, obviously, like, the thing is, like, because there's so many different leagues and competitions going on now, you haven't really got time. So, like, there's like an ADC event in the Begelly Arms in Begelly on a Tuesday night. I play Wednesday night league on a Wednesday. Obviously, Friday night league on a Friday. And then, obviously, if there's a tournament on the weekend, you're there. Or if you're going to county, sometimes you can be away. Sometimes, so there's always darts going on. So the practice has eased up a little bit, but maybe it's something I need to start doing a bit more.
And you and the other Pembrokeshire players when you were over in Milton Keynes, because I know I'll apologise if you're going to miss out now. I know there's host you. I know there are people like Ben Adams, Sean Devnall are up there. Did you liaise together and train and practice together and stick together, so to speak? And more importantly, did any of you meet each other in one of the rounds?
I don't think any of us met each other.
No.
No, I don't think so. A lot of us lost first round, so we were gone by up as well.
But was it good to have that group of you up there? Have familiar faces and to be in it together, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a good laugh. Like, the thing is, you get to see everyone quite regularly because you normally play in the same leagues, the same teams, the same competitions. And yeah, we all have a good laugh and we all get on and we all spur each other on as well. It doesn't matter who we're playing or if we're playing each other. We all want each other to do well.
And for people watching, because you've already said that a number of youngsters taking up the sport now in Pembrokeshire, which is really good to hear. For people watching, how did you get involved when you were young, Declan? And how would you say youngsters who are watching now could actually take up the sport? What's the best way?
Well, I only started because my dad used to take me to the pub on a Friday. So
that's a surprise, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. So no, I just started, and I remember when I was about 15, 16, going to the Oak. That's when my dad used to drink at the time, and I was just watching a couple of the boys, like Daryl Sheehan was playing there at the time, Darren Owens, good players, and just watching them play and thinking, oh, this is a good laugh, like. And then as I got a bit older, they said, "Oh, do you want to score the board?" I was like, "Yeah, go on, I'll score the board." And they wouldn't let me score the board. They wouldn't let me play until I scored it without making a mistake. So I think it took me a while.
And at what point did you think, actually, I'm getting quite good at that? So when did it go from being a laugh, and I'm sure you still enjoy it, but you're also really good. So when did that happen?
I played in local leagues for a couple of years, and I played county. I was there probably more for the laugh than the actual darts. And then obviously as I took a bit of a break, come back, and I think that break did me well. So I've improved a lot since then. But yeah, it took me a while. Like, I'm not one of these most naturally gifted dart players that you see, like your Luke Littlers, your Charlie Manbys. But I just had to work hard, and it's starting to show.
How good are those guys that can put into some perspective for us? Because we were talking off air about kind of like the pressure in those moments, and I think darts is for like those pressure moments that it's a brutal sport for that, isn't it? Because it's literally the dart that's in your hand, and you've got to hit a target, and with all the noise that's going on around them. What are those moments like? And even the level you've played at, how do you deal with those moments from like the mental perspective?
You just got to block it out and just the thing is, it's just you and your opponent. And you can only concentrate on the dartboard. You've got to forget whatever's going on. It's just literally it's just your mentality, really. You can either have a really good mentality or a really poor mentality, but that's all down to you.
It's a huge part of it now, though, isn't it? The mental stuff is a huge part of it. I think, like, being mentally strong and also being mentally fit as well. You know, these games are intense and they go on for a long time sometimes as well. So, how do you guys prepare yourself? Do you do any work other than away from the dartboard to help yourself mentally and to help you focus?
Not really. I had a coaching session at the start of 2025 with Glenn Durham.
Yeah,
and like he told me what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. But yeah, it's more just the mental side. Anyone can hit 15, 16, 17 dart legs or 14, 13 dart legs, but it's just doing it at a consistent basis. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. So.
Have you always been good at maths as well? Because that's the bit that I'd struggle with.
Yeah, I've been quite good at maths probably since I started playing darts. Probably not before that though.
I heard a story once. It was the only lesson Richie Burnett ever turned up for. That's apparently true in school.
Yeah. So what does the rest of the kind of the year and the next few weeks and months look like for you, Declan? Obviously, Milton Keynes was last week, so some recovery, a bit of travelling from that. What does it look like for you now? County darts to come and some tournaments?
Yeah. Well, see what tournaments come up. Obviously, you got local leagues. I think our next county game we're home to the Isle of Wight last weekend of January. So they'll come down to us. We play in Whitland, so I'll try and get ready for that and see how we get on.
Nice. That's quite a nice away leg, that one. Isle of Wight away.
Yeah. It's horrendous.
When you started playing, though, did you ever think you would get to the level you are? And I know you've travelled a bit, haven't you? Playing darts. That must be quite cool to be able to get around and play at a good level, a sport that you clearly enjoy.
Yeah, you do travel to places that you think you'd never go to, and you make some really good friends. You make some lifelong friends, and it's at the end of the day, it's a social thing as well. Do you mean so?
Is the county darts manager Malcolm Hawkins, another Prendergast icon, still involved?
He turns up now and again.
He
does turn up to a lot of the home games, to be fair to him.
Quite the stable you got down there, Thomas, for the arrows, isn't it?
Actually, Prendergast generally phrase punches above its weight, doesn't it? The amount of sports people that got living there.
It's the roll of honour. I think they were talking about having Prendergast Sports Personality of the Year soon. If they churn any more out.
Absolutely. What would you say to people watching Declan, thinking about giving darts a go? Because it has enjoyed that renaissance, hasn't it? It's continuing to. It's thriving in Pembrokeshire. Would you just say have a go and just enjoy it?
Yeah, look, it's made me come out of my shell over the last 10, 15 years, and it's just a lot of fun, and I know a lot of the youngsters are enjoying it, and even some of the older boys are still playing. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things you can do. No matter how old or young you are, you can just pick up a set of darts and throw them at a dartboard.
A final question: do you notice any of those youngsters trying to emulate the likes of Luke Littler? So do they play like a different style to some of you more experienced players?
Sometimes the thing is, darts is an individual thing, so it's hard to copy. It's hard to copy anyone. Do you know what I mean? They say the first time you pick up a set of darts, that's how you throw them. So,
what's your style then, Dan? What's your style?
Rubbish.
What's your nickname? Have you got a nickname?
No, I haven't got a nickname. Not like
say it on here.
I was going to say that. All right, listen.
I was just going to ask: have you got any? Are there any superstitions that you've got, like your feathers and your weights and your when you get up and take your step? Like what goes through your mind? And have you got the things you have to do every time?
I got to wear white socks.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Is that your main one? Yeah.
That's my only one.
Declan, listen, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Keep up the excellent work. It's great to feature darts on the show. Thank you for being with us on Pure West Sport tonight. You're always welcome. We are going to come back for the final part of tonight's show in just a few moments.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors offer